Hello, everyone. These are certainly challenging times, balancing the weight of humankind, the good, the bad, and all else on the spectrum. I want to share hope where and when I can, because I saw hope while sifting through the most unlikely place. 2 boxes of poetry books I found at an estate sale earlier this week. And I want to hand this hope to whoever needs a lift. Finding nearly 100 books of poetry in these boxes, for me, is my version of winning the lottery, all for the price of $10. The kicker, though, came when there, shuffled amidst all the other books, I found a poetry book that stood out and called me to open her. This doesn't happen all the time. As I read the opening lines in my head, I couldn't help turning back to the beginning to read the words aloud through to the very last page because I couldn't put the book down. I cannot explain how profoundly the words of this book affected me. I needed to read this book of poetry right there, right then. So today I share my reading of a relevant collection of 1971 nature and environmental poems by Gwen Frostic. The title of the book is Beyond Time. This book is a labor of love by the author, and I share it today in the spirit of love. I do not own the copyrights. The copyright and all rights are reserved by the author and the respective publishing house. I begin. This earth, with its great green trees, its infinite life and boundless beauty, the only earth there'll ever be. These waters, of deep springs, of rivers and lakes, drops of dew and clouds above, all the water there has ever been, all there will ever be. The air all around that everything must breathe, over and over, forever and ever. Love this earth. Love it as much as life itself. Earth from which all life has come, earth to which all life returns. Love its waters and keep them clean, water on which all life depends. Love clear air, care enough to keep it clear, clear enough to see the stars, and earth will remain beyond time. Trees growing in a cluster tend to adopt the characteristics of the group. They bend and sway together, finding their strength in unity. Standing alone, with room to spread its massive limbs, a single tree finds freedom, living with the forces of the winds, the sun, and the moving seasons. It becomes a symbol of individuality. The sunset in the western sky, radiant leaves on the trees of fall, frost flowers at the edge of a pond, the wild rose, wood lilies, and Queen Anne's lace, each has a moment of glory, while the beauty goes on beyond time. Spring peepers sing at twilight, birds begin at dawn. The notes of the crickets ring in the air. There's a whistle of wind in the trees at night. Multitudinous sounds blend together and vibrate on the air. The solo parts may change, but the music goes on beyond time. From green plants to insects to bird and animal, the endless succession continues as life gives way to life, that life may go on beyond time. But the beauty, the music, and life itself will go on beyond time only if man comes to understand the urgency of preserving the land, the water, and the very air, only if he finds a way of correlating his needs with those of the universe will there be any time beyond now. The weed shall survive, attuned to the winds, the sun, and the many soils. Through storms, drought, and all adversities, these wild, wild plants will prevail. In its beginning, each life is beautiful and promising. A new leaf reaching for the light, the little duck swimming on the pond, each baby animal in the woods, born with energy and vitality, a zest for life. As the dynamics of its natural growth expand, it becomes an inseparable part of its milieu, utilizing the resources accessible to become and to flourish. It will venture, always reaching beyond, and it must conserve. It must not destroy the things that gave it life, or it will destroy itself. Each individual must develop a flexibility to adapt to adversity and a wondrous resilience and capacity to heal itself. There will be great competition from those of its own. It will fight for life and room for its survival. It will not by choice give its life for another. That is not a choice any living being can make. Life is precarious. It demands vigor and fitness and always coming to terms with limitations. It demands living without rejection, that all time and energy be spent on growth. It begins with beauty and promise. It must fulfill that promise or perish along the way. Feel the excitement and grandeur of a storm, the ominous rushing of the winds, snow drifting, snowflake upon snowflake, each a unique, perfect crystal made of water. Sense the calm and beauty of a starlit night as the Milky Way spans the sky with a myriad individual stars shining in the great vastness of space. See a little frog wait in statuesque stillness for a fly tiptoe by, not to disturb his waiting, or watch him make his catch, and feel not pity for the loser, but sense the triumph of the winner with assurance that all is well in life's vast, complicated way, in which each life must sometime meet an end, that life shall always beautify the earth. Listen to the bird calls of springtime and feel a simple communion without words. See flowers blossoming in the summer fields and understand the passion each one has to grow. Watch a deer at twilight, a tiny mouse with bright and sparkling eyes, a spider spin its web of silk, aware that the same life that flows through each of them flows through all men, that each thing has its rightful niche to fill. Each is fulfilling a vital need, and in a moment of solitude, beside a quiet pond, feel the merging of your soul with its serenity. Fly with a gull across a lake. As sunlight colors the western sky, catch a glimpse of the grandeur of creation Envision the spirit of life exemplified in every living thing. Keep the wondrous spirit of wonder always, for the call of the winds, the love in the songs of the birds and the insects, the joyousness of the woods and the open fields, reach those attuned to the timeless rhythm of the universe, those who understand and love it all as one. A little violet in the woods of spring is derived from many violets that met the challenge of life and brought this blossom into being. This is the secret of the rhythm of the flowers, the continual miracle by which all life evolves and strives for excellency. There is a destiny that will not deprive life's best, that the weak may survive, but endows all with astounding potentialities and lets each live unto itself. Spring becomes summer, and a myriad of seeds are released, seeds so packed with life. One may become a great tree, another become food for other life, each vital to the endless procession of the universe. From the time life, so carefully packed within the little seed begins, it must grow. Its leaves must seek the light. Its roots reach out for food. Together they achieve a delicate balance of restoration and adjustment. As long as the plant shall live, it must grow. For what is life but growth? With a simple lichen on a rock, or the most complex organism that lives, to stay growth is to kill life. From the beginning of life on earth, growth and the quest for perfection have been the one consistency. A falling leaf, witch hazel, mushrooms, autumn, the awareness of the timelessness of nature. We stand now where no man has stood before, at the brink of destruction by our own hands. We must come to understand the delicate balance by which life has survived for unknown years, know the relationship of the owl to the mouse, the bees to the clover, and all things to the green plants upon this earth. Know that when a tree is cut, a crucial link in purifying the air has been destroyed. Let each thing fill its vital niche, each bird, caterpillar, or snail, the floods of spring and storms, knowing that only in our limited vision are they destructive. Realize that man is part of that balance, that things do not exist for man alone. We must create a great change in human direction, an understanding of the interdependency by which the universe evolves. Know that knowing is the underlying foundation for the life we must develop. We cannot leave it to the scientists nor any form of government. Each individual must have a philosophy with a plan of action that will harmonize with the elements. No one now can justify destruction in the name of progress, for progress can only come as we correlate with the forces of the universe for the common good of all. We must not turn backward to find our way, but by persistence and insistence engineer creative procedures that will not include destruction. Let no one deny the problem, nor dare to say it is not his. He is the plague of all mankind. We must bring about a total interplay of all our senses. Develop a deep reverence for life that will not let us crush a growing plant nor kill a little spider simply because it's there. But let us understand that the web that is spinning is a necessary strand in the great web in which all life is involved. As individuals, we must seek a new consciousness. We are not spectators. The light is ours now. In the individual, as in the universe, order is a profound necessity. Snow covers the fields, each twig and weed twinkles in the morning light, and as the last winds of winter fade into an echo, the rustle of spring begins. Summer blends into fall, and the humming finale of the insects rises from the tangled grasses. Methodically, season follows season, night follows day, and the moon and stars move in their unwavering pattern. Fringed gentians open to the morning light and close as the sun reaches its height. There are other plants that blossom only in the darkness of night, their eternal rhythm perpetuated by the nocturnal moss. Redwings leave and return each year in a cycle of regularity, guided by a sensitivity to all the forces of their surroundings. The tempo of all life is attuned to order, a sequential system all things must observe. Plants, animals, and all the things of earth live with an inborn sense of regularity, keyed to the harmonious order of the universe. The acceptance of regularity without revulsion is the fountainhead of freedom. There is always a gradual, almost imperceptible transformation in the air. Insects, having passed through their many phases, will complete the final cycle of their lives, leaving eggs that will assure the unbroken succession of their kind. Trees draw water back into their roots in preparation for their period of rest. Other green plants release their seeds and become dry stalks waving in the winds. It's a sensitivity to all the little stimuli in their environment that sends the birds on their long flights across land and seas. The whole earth was formed and is developing by slow, very slow succession. The Ice Age came and receded so gradually that life living at that time could not have known that anything was happening. It created great lakes and rolling hills, lakes and hills that are continuing their transformation even onto this day. A continuous drifting of climate affects all the living earth, a shifting of the rains and the winds, and seeds and spores of countless plants are born in new directions. Rocks become sand, lakes become meadows. Change shapes the future as it is created today. Not through sudden, spectacular moves, never by chance, but always through the inevitable process of evolution. The life that shall flourish will be the life that adapts to its environment and its changes, not one that tries to make the world conform to its needs and sets out to redesign the universe in one grand gesture. The life that shall thrive will be the outgrowth of what has been, growing each hour to what shall be. A life with true sensitivity to its surroundings that lives and grows within the realm of simple change. A wild storm rages, winds reach violent proportions, thunder crashes to the earth, great trees bend and sway, leaves fly, branches break, but the roots will hold. And when the storm has spent its fury, when the winds have subsided, there will be a time of freshness, a time of new growth. The trees will stand erect, the sun will shine again, and from the topmost branch a warbler will sing. A hummingbird, a crow, both birds with feet and bills, with feathers and wings, yet different, seeking different foods, flying different airways, each living unto itself, with no desire to dominate or control the other. Neither is better, nor more important, just different. That variation that lets all life live harmoniously upon this earth, a huge chestnut, a delicate poplar, each a tree with roots in the earth, trunks and limbs reaching. The chestnut develops its great massive limbs slowly, spreading far over the land for many years. The poplar grows rapidly in spots where other trees could not survive. Its leaves shimmer with the slightest breeze. Each, left to its own resources, will assure the continuance of its kind, each equal in beauty, in its unique place in the universe, equal and different. And so it is with all things of earth, each developing its own pattern of life. Each is sustained by and sustains other life, as the wondrous cycle of material and energy transformation supports the living universe. Then why should man refuse to recognize the differences in man? Man as different from man, as bird from bird, tree from tree. Why should he dare to break the universal law of diversity and try to make all men as one, when each man has his different needs, abilities, and aspirations? When will he come to know that all things are vital to the universe and accept that all are equal and at once different? What great destiny lies ahead if we have the wisdom to accept instinct as our guide, that instinct with which all other forms of life seem so richly endowed, the inner force that moves their lives, the instinct to integrate with our environment as wondrously as they do, to produce and consume just enough to assure the continuance of the universe and keep the incredible balance constant, the sense of urgency of the green leaves, the birds and the beetles, the urgency to live and to grow, and the sense of direction that we may find a way of life as naturally as birds fly uncharted skies. Then we shall stand with heads held high, listening to the anthem of the winds through clear air, and feel the ecstasy of being. A supreme, harmonious unity, an invariable order, so simple, and yet so inevitable, the immutable interdependency of all things upon all things, the fountainhead of life, green grass, red birds, man, all must live at one within the realm of this cosmos. No one thing shall overwhelm the earth, for the miracle of the universe keeps all things in balance. An inexplicable mystery prevents anything from becoming dominant over all. As one thing begins to become too powerful, its downward slide to devastation has commenced. Always the insects outlast the dinosaurs. Wind, light, and beauty know no time. Temporary delays are meaningless, for in eternity, time is not always. Nature's ways will prevail beyond time, and so, with each rising of the sun, let us dedicate our spirit to the ancient rhythms of the universe. There is no other way. Thank you for listening to my audio recording of Beyond Time by Gwen Frostic. My hope that through listening to this recording that you have found some semblance of calm amidst the chaos that currently exists in our world, and some hope that perhaps together we can create a better future. Always together. It's the only way.